This is where I need more clarity, because that is where
Yes.
I am, and I'm finding it difficult at this particular moment. What you talked
Yes.
about, coming from Gogwani's Sthatla
Uh-huh.
into these new names, because
Yeah.
I'm finding it difficult now, seeing spiritually as a metaphor the death
Yeah.
of Moholo Makosi Amakhulu Tloukgolo. I'm
Yeah.
finding it difficult to accept that
To
beat,
let go.
to let
Oh,
go
okay.
of that beat. So to
All right.
accept that you leave that bit of yourself and then you move into another stage. I'm finding it
Yeah.
that difficult, and it kind of feels like it's a forced uh, a forced rebirth. Like a first one. It's not like
Yeah.
something where I had a chance with my ancestors where they were telling me
Ne-
like, yes, you are Ngaka, you are Ngaka,
negotiate.
you are Ngaka, you are Ngaka, you are Ngaka, until I accepted that I am Ngaka. This one is more like it is forced. It's forced.
Yeah, because now you are no longer a child, Musager. Yo, my deaths were so traumatic. I used to die, fine, but this particular one in 2022, 19 December,
Uh-huh.
when I passed away. It was horrific. That time I was Nyambezi. So I passed away from the lineage, from my bloodline, from everything, and even from my marriage. So it was my death for everything, you know, related to bloodlines and all that. It was horrific, and I knew that no one can cancel me. I must just figure out. I was on a 10 days silent retreat. On the third day, I died. I see myself two people. I'm telling this one who's lying here dead that, listen, my dear, now I'm dead. I'm going to heaven, and I'm looking at myself and I'm dead. I'm looking at this other person who is me going. The room is upside down. I'm like, what is happening? And the lightning, everything is lightning, thunder, storm, and thunder claps. And I'm like, hey, I'm in trouble. What is happening to me? So, because fortunately it was a 10 days silent, it was easy for me to integrate. But it took me a long time to understand that even in my marriage is death, because the mistake maybe we did as humans, we say, I'm marrying you till death do us part, and we have our explanation of death, you see. So,
Uh-huh.
all right. So
Uh-huh.
now here I am dead, meaning that I'm no longer his wife. You see, but how? Here I am dead, and meaning I'm no longer born under this bloodline. How? Because they are my relatives, they are my next of kin, they are my family. What is all this? But as time goes on, it unfolds. All right. So now another death is whereby my own mother, the next year, and death happens on the month of Scorpio. Do you know that?
Uh,
Every year on the month of Scorpio, everybody who is
the
spiritual,
month
they
of
die.
Scorpio. We'll get
Yeah,
we'll get
that
back
is
into
just
that.
the we'll come back to that. So that is
Yes.
standard. And then, but then people, spiritual people, when they start moving from being novices to being masters, mastering the stars, then they can die at any time, any day, any time. If you are tired of this one, you just die and wake up. It's no longer there. You are in another timeline. Just like that. One is, it's not even 10 seconds. The death is not even 1 minute. Once 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 seconds you are dead, 5 seconds you are alive in another timeline. So that's how it's happening. It's just that you are not familiar with it. I was not familiar with it. Nobody told me. I just experienced it. Life is good when people experience it, not hear it from somebody. But teachers are good. They are good to be there. They help. Yeah, I think they help because it will be difficult, and it will take a long time for mankind to evolve if they are no teachers, to take them through this thing, taking them away from religion nicely without force, you know. Yeah, but then when it comes to push, we force. That's the reason why you are being forced to die, because you are afraid of it. Every year, I was telling my students this weekend, we had a ceremony. I was telling
Uh-huh.
them, do you know that every year on the month of Scorpio, I was anxious for these 12 years? you know. From 2012 until now is 12 years. So I've been very anxious when it's a month of Scorpio, because I know naganjani there is going to be death, because we are the phoenix, you know. Mankind is like the phoenix. We are given a program in our DNA to regenerate ourselves. That's why from a seed of a man to an egg, there is a child is formed. You see, yeah. So that child remembers everything. You cannot come and teach a child how to eat, how to cry, how to sing, how to talk, how to make love. A child is born with all these memories in them, you know. So the month of Scorpio is the month of the phoenix, whereby we rise from our ashes, whereby we let go of whatever that we don't want and enter a new timeline every day, every month, every year, you know. And so because when I was doing my initiations of godship, you can say that, remember last month I was not Tiamat, last year I was not Tiamat, I am Tiamat now. Why? On the 12th year, because I was doing each and every zodiac full 12 months, you know.
Mhm.
So every zodiac I was doing it for 12 months, and in each and every month there is a zodiac, you know. But I'm doing each zodiac, mastering it with all, you know, meaning that going back into my orbit as a star, as the sun, as the moon, as Aquarius, as you know, all these planets going back into my orbits, dissolving, renovating, renewing, purifying, you know, just working on them every day. What do you call that? Spiritual metamorphosis. So if you have to die, and so that you can be born again, then you have to die and be born again. If you don't want, then you are against the law of nature. You know, impermanence is the foundation of infinity. Without impermanence, there is no infinity.
Of
You
course.
see? You understand where it come from.
Yes. Yes.
So you must move on, my dear. Move on. You must die. Go and
Yes.
die, my friend. Go
I've
and
already
die.
I've already died. I've seen myself. I didn't like the way they showed my death, my spiritual death.
Oh, when
It
did it
was
happen?
it was not nice. I fall off a cliff, uh, and I was trying to hold on to the rope, trying to make sure that I don't fall down on it. And I just, no matter how much I tried to hold on to it, I just fell down. So I mean, like really, really down. Like it
Yeah,
was the highest where I was. It was the from falling from high up there, falling down, and
yeah, yeah,
I can see myself as well, just being there, being found, because obviously they were explaining what is happening to me, being found, and I'm saying I'm doing the ritual to acknowledge the death, that this is the
yeah,
death, and then I'm doing Tobela Ewela, the greetings that the people I'm carrying. Tobela
yeah,
Ewela and Uwe Makosi, Tobela Khanya,
yeah,
accept this is what is happening. As if I'm saying it to someone. I'm saying it to
yeah,
myself, right? But there
yeah,
I am still feeling like I'm part of the people there. Like I'm
yeah,
still, yes. So until I'm reminded that this is your death. Your death. Mogolo Makosi Makolo Tloukgolo is dead. And I'm struggling
yeah,
to accept that beat. I'm still, I'm trying to hold on to that beat. And they're ignoring me like, you're dead.
yeah.
And then now coming back from that, before this death, my ancestors, they were teaching me about the years of the scorpion. Because you
Oh
mentioned
wow.
the month of scorpion, and I didn't get it until now that you're explaining it. I'm receiving it. That is why I'm saying when you listen to this conversation, please listen with spiritual ears, because there's more that Ma will, when she goes deep in the spiritual bit of things, you need spiritual ears to hear. So they told me that this is the year of, not the years, the year of the scorpion. Uh, and they put it as in the African in distress. and they were showing me different timelines, the death that happened during different timelines. Like the death happened before, like through the fire. The death happened before through suffocation. The death
Yes.
happened before through falling, like the water thing, drowning. The death
Yeah.
happened before. And even in this timeline, when I am coming in, I'm coming in as in, I'm telling myself that in the new timeline, I'm going to change. I'm gonna be like doing this, the things that I didn't accomplish in the first timeline. I'm gonna change and do things differently this timeline before the death. And then another one, I'm saying, okay, this didn't work right. I'm doing this. Actually, now that I'm even explaining this, I'm just seeing my spiritual path, which I didn't learn. Now that as I'm saying it, I'm reflecting. I don't
Yeah.
like the way that the timeline they were showing me.
Yeah.
Actually, it happened anyway. There's nothing I can do about it. There are some things that are
Yeah.
going to be happening that I am not ready for, but I was being prepared. So
Then now
the
you
scorpion is
understand.
very important. Yes,
It is very, because it's
it's
the
very
path
important.
of the empress, the pregnant mother.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, Scorpio is the path of the pregnant mother, is the path of the waters, is is the path of the heart of hearts, is the path of the Holy Spirit, fertility. Ka Sepedi re re, se se beng se le thata se tla nkatametša go morena ke pine ke sefela ge re opela difela tša sione re re sene se le thata se tla nkatametša se tla se tla nkatametša go or the month of Scorpio.
Yes.
Whatever obstacle which was in your way, or whatever obstacle which is in your way, is the stepping ladder to the Most High, to your Most High. You
Marcos.
understand it? So
Marcos.
the month of
Marcos.
Scorpio is the door. That's where you come. Komonyako. There is there is in the initiations of African spirituality, we arrive at the door. Komonyako.
Marcos.
Yeah, but so that is the fact. How are you going to say you have entered? The ekumen in Nguni we call it ekumen. Ekumen. Emnyango. La ufika
Marcos.
khona, ma ufihla khona uri koko. There,
Aha. Aha. Aha.
Scorpio.
Aha. You make your presence and you wait to be
Felt.
received.
Now you are entering the inner worlds.
Yes. Yes.
And in
Yes.
order to live, one must die. In order to
Yes.
die, one must live. That is the ecosystem balance. There is nothing one can do about it. Those
Yes.
are the fixed laws. So Scorpio is about laws which are fixed. You like it, you don't like it. Go so. O
Uh-huh.
rata o sa rate. Go tlo no dula go le so.
Yes.
Bophelo.
And am I at reflecting on what has happened before? And if there are changes that have to be made because of the mistake that might have been made, to now correct them.
Yeah.
In
Sene
the,
se le thata.
aha, aha, Marcos, Marcos. Wow.
Sene se
Uh,
le thata. Ke sone mara se
wow.
tlo go isang to your highest. That's why I'm saying that blessings, they don't come as blessings. You see them shining. When I was still a novice, when I was still struggling, in spirituality, I was still very, very young in high school, suffering spiritual crisis. My cousin was already a prophet. He said to me, don't you know that, when you dream of money, you are dreaming of suffering. I looked at him, I said, this one is full of monkeys. You see, this one is full of monkeys. How can he be saying that to me? But now I know. There is no way that you can dream of money and think you're going to be rich. Never. You need to see hobos, see cows, see suffering, people pushing trolleys and selling recycling things. That's when you know that, oh, now I have enough stock to go to my higher self, or to the council of existence, or godship, or life, or a fertility, or a wealth, and say to them, this is what I have, and I'm tired of this. Please, let's transform it.
Marcos.
That's what Jehovah asked Moses. He said, Moses, what do you have in your hand? You are thirsty. What do you have in your hand? He said, I have this stuff. He said, okay, hit the rock. Hit the rock hit the, you have one, this stumbling block, this obstacle, the rock in front of you. Hit it and transform it into water.
Marcos. You bringing me to with what you're just referencing. You're bringing me to what you have watched in another of your videos. You mentioned something about the memory. The memory. Now, you triggered me a little bit because you're mentioning you quoting the Bible. You triggered me, and you made me think. And even my people brought this memory as well in the dream state, as in showing, they were teaching me a song, and my ancestors were asking me, do I want in the Sotho version and the Afrikaans version? And then it brought me to to what you were talking about. The memory, like the fate, you put it as fate, right? Here, we're talking about change. So we're going to be going back into the archive, the memories. So each lessons that we are embarking on, we are carrying as well. We should not forget about the memories of our ancestors. That is why sometimes when we are changing, when we are going into this different path, we see some of them, we are leaving them behind. Now, the memory is what you were mentioning in the video about. Sometimes some people are born and their destination, their stops, in a way. I'll put it in my language. Their stops is like you start from the Christian beat of things, and because is within your memory, within the DNA of your people, because you're born in that. So as well, when we are going through changes as well, you have to relive that bit. So if you can explain it in your way, the way that you think, the way that you hear me, or if you're quoting the Bible, why?